Monday Night Raw starts off with a Sami Zayn promo. He starts off, he basically, mentions Kevin Owens, mentions the attack. He ends up saying that, throughout their history of them, going back and forth, he said this time there's no forgiving and forget because this time it was different. He wasn't trying to get ahead. He said that he was trying to purposely end his career and that, but he ended up failing to get the job done. And he wants to have a match at Elimination Chamber. Then you get Adam Pearce. He ends up coming out. He basically says that he can't make the match official due to Sami Zayn not being cleared. Sami basically pleads his case and ends up saying that he's basically not gonna take no for an answer. Then a little bit of a back and forth between him and Adam officially makes the match official. It is a unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber. That match should be an absolute banger. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Um, I'm very interested to see not the story, but I'm very interested to see, because I think the Elimination Chamber is March 1st, if I'm not mistaken. So we got about 3 weeks until then. So I hope they have more interactions with each other. I hope they have a face to face promo as well, because the face to face promo should be amazing between those two. But I'm very excited. I'm going to be very torn in the match because I love Kevin Owens, but I also love Sami Zayn. They're two of my favorites, so it's going to be very hard for me to pick a winner and who I want to win, but that match should be an absolute banger, and I can't wait to see how that plays out. After this, we end up getting AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio elimination qualifying match. Not gonna really go that depth on the match. AJ Styles picked up the victory. It was some shenanigans with with Carlito interfering, but AJ Styles picked up the victory. It only makes sense for him to win. But after the match, though, you end up getting Braun Breaker. He comes in the ring, tries to spear AJ Styles, but he ends up missing. AJ Styles ends up avoiding it. He ends up spearing Dominic Mysterio instead. And then AJ Styles ends up doing it wasn't a drop kick, but it was something. He ended up doing something with his legs. I'm just gonna say a drop kick. It wasn't exactly a drop kick, but he ends up doing a drop kick on Braun Breaker, tossing him over the ring, and that's the end of the segment there. I like what they did here. Of course, this is building upon AJ and Braun eventually feuding. Very interested to see when that's going to take place because I can see it taking place at the Elimination Chamber, but honestly, I can see this being extracted out to WrestleMania. But that also depends on what they want to do with Sheamus, because I originally thought Sheamus was the end goal with Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. But if they want to do AJ Styles and Braun Breaker at WrestleMania, hey, hey, sign me up, because that match will be absolute banger, and I think they can tell a good story as well. So I'm excited for see what they do with this story here. After this, we end up getting Ivy Now versus Dakota Kai, number one contendership match for the women's Intercontinental Championship. This match was fine. Got little to no reaction, but to be fair, it kind of makes sense. Dakota Kai picks up the victory, which I was very confused by because WWE, they was doing a big thing of teasing Ivy Now to eventually face Lyra, but then you have her lose this match. I don't understand. Also, too, I don't understand because I don't see Lyra losing that belt anytime soon. So if Lyra's not going to lose, why would you have her have a rematch against Dakota Kai this early? I feel like if you was going to have Dakota Kai fight for this championship, you should have her struggle to be able to get into a position to eventually chase after Lyra. The fact that she just won this match and then instantly get another rematch, I feel like she should have chased more. That's just me. Plus, you did the whole stare down back and forth between Lyra and Ivy Now for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then just for her to lose this match, so we don't even get that match. I kind of don't understand it, but this is the direction they're going in. But the match itself should be a banger. After this, we end up getting Gunther. He ends up coming out through the crowd. He ended up coming out through the crowd like Jey Uso because he says that he wants to feel what Jey Uso feels to understand what's the hype's about by going through the crowd. He taunting, he's doing the yeet dance, taunting the fans or whatever. Then he basically ends up saying that Jey Uso is not on his level. He should have never chose them, and that when he wins at WrestleMania, it's all the fans' fault because the fans gave him the confidence to believe that he could actually beat him. Then he ends up going to the announce table and asks Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, do they believe that Jey Uso can actually beat him at WrestleMania? Pat McAfee didn't want to answer, but he eventually ends up answering, says that he hopes Jey Uso wins at Mania. Gunther was taking off his jacket. It looked like he was about to attack Pat McAfee, but then you end up getting Jey Uso. He comes out and they end up brawling. You end up getting security, constantly breaking them away. They constantly going back and forth, breaking away from security, continue to brawl. This is great. Look, I know a lot of the internet wrestling community isn't a big fan of Jey Uso versus Gunther, but I'm sold on this match. I've been sold on this match. I don't know what else you really need. I understand that the Yeet gimmick that Jey Uso has isn't the best. I understand that, but I feel like Jey Uso is a sympathetic enough babyface for it to work for me personally. And I think Gunther is like the ultimate bad guy. So for me, it works. I'm sold on this match. I can't wait to see how they continue the story. But I'm loving the build so far for this match. And I can't wait for how they continue the story. After this, we end up getting Pete Dunne versus Penta. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Originally, I wasn't even going to review this. I already had in my mind I wasn't going to review this. But due to what ended up happening towards the end, I made it. I think it's somewhat worth noting because I did not watch this match until the end. Ludwig comes out and basically Penta ends up picking up the victory. He ends up tossing Pete Dunne into Ludwig, which allows him to pick up the victory. Ludwig ends up attacking Penta. Then you end up getting Pete Dunne and Ludwig. They end up going back and forth. They end up brawling because Pete Dunne doesn't like that Ludwig keeps interfering into his business. Then you end up getting Penta taking them both out. Okay. I don't know what the end goal is here, and I don't have much confidence in it. Only because I love Pete Dunne and I love Ludwig. Now, their booking is a little iffy because they're basically, I'm just going to be honest, they're glorified jobbers. So now I understand that everyone can't win. Someone has to eat the pin. But at the same time, that's kind of the reason why I don't have high hopes for this. Because if this is going to be like a three-way feud, I I don't know how this could be entertaining. Mainly because we all know that Pete Dunne and Ludwig are going to lose most likely. And I don't know what story they can really tell that could be that interesting. Now, predictability isn't bad, long as it's entertaining. This is one of those things where it can be entertaining. I just don't know what the story you can really tell here, because I don't even understand the story of Ludwig and Pete Dunne. I know that Ludwig keeps on trying to talk to Pete Dunne, but Pete Dunne not really accepting it. But I don't know what that's trying. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't have high hopes for this, but let's hope that this turns into something, but I highly doubt it. After this, we end up getting Roxanne Perez versus Raquel elimination qualifying match. This is the last of the women's elimination qualifying match. This was a okay match. For the most part, Roxanne was getting dominated by Raquel, but Bianca and Naomi ended up coming out attacking Liv Morgan because they want a revenge, because they think Liv Morgan and Raquel are the ones that attacked Jade. This distracted Raquel. This allowed Roxanne to hit the pop rocks to pick up the victory. I thought Roxanne was going to win. I was a little confused on why they went with this direction, but it makes sense. They wanted to protect Raquel while also giving Roxanne the victory. Plus, you could tell multiple stories at once with Bianca and Naomi, so it makes sense. With the elimination card being Liv, Bianca, Naomi, Bailey, Roxanne, and then I forgot Alexa Bliss. With those six women, I think it's very obvious who's winning, and I think it's very obvious that Liv Morgan is winning, right? I'm sorry, I just don't see nobody else winning. I don't want Liv Morgan to win, but to be fair, it doesn't make sense for anybody else to win outside of Liv Morgan. Maybe Bianca if you want to do Bianca and Rhea, but I highly doubt they're going to do that. So yeah, it looks like Liv Morgan is winning the Elimination Chamber, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be a triple threat match between her, Rhea, and Io Scott. That's what I'm assuming, but I could be wrong. After this, we end up getting the New Day. They cut a promo. They end up addressing what they did last week with attacking Rey Mysterio. Ended up going off the air. So we didn't get to see the full attack. But they talk about the attack they did on Rey Mysterio. Ends up saying that Rey Mysterio pushed us out of the locker room and that he's not the locker room leader, that they should be the locker room leaders, and that they was forced to attack Rey Mysterio due to the disrespect that Rey Mysterio has been giving him since, turning on Big E. Then you end up getting LWO. They end up coming out. They end up brawling, and they end up taking out the New Day. It was a 3v2, so it didn't make the New Day look bad. I enjoyed what they did here. I enjoyed that they actually allowed the New Day to actually talk, cut a promo. Now, there were moments in this promo where it was a bit tough because Kofi Kingston isn't the greatest mic worker. He isn't bad. He's a decent one. But there was moments where it was a little tough. But for the most part, it was a solid promo. They gave good reasoning. I enjoy what they did here. I like that they did not go with the typical thing that they've been doing, which is just having them come out, get booed, and not be able to say anything. I love that they actually allowed them to cut a promo, gave reasoning, allow us to actually get behind the New Day of their reasoning and logic for why they do the things that they do. I like what they do here. I want more of this. I hope we get more of this. This is clearly going to be a long-term play. Let's just hope that he doesn't do too long of a story with the New Day, because I feel like we should already be at a certain point with them, but clearly Triple H is going to stall this out, hold on to the New Day, drag this out a bit, which I don't mind as long as it has a good enough payoff. So we'll see how this plays out. Then we get the main event: Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, last elimination qualifying match for the men's. Seth Rollins wins. I don't really go that depth. The match was great. It was phenomenal. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, you can't expect nothing less, but we all knew Seth Rollins was winning. So the 6 men in the Elimination Chamber for the men's are Seth Rollins, Punk, Cena, Damian Priest, AJ Styles, and I am forgetting the last person. I cannot remember. Oh, Drew McIntyre. So it's very obvious that CM Punk or Cena is going to win. It's just whether or not how they're going to pull that off, or they could do a scenario where two people, Cena and Punk, pin each other at the same time and there's no clear winner. They could do that as well. It's going to be very interesting. But that Elimination Chamber is stacked. Overall, this was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed the show. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.